Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, as we are going to be having a full update on everything that's going on right now at the club. We're going to be talking about Joan Laporta attending today the La Liga Assembly and what went on there. We're also going to be talking about Javier Tebas. He's done some talking, as he often does today, talking about Lionel Messi and our chances of bringing him back to the club this summer. We are going to be dissecting those words, along with rumours today linking us with Chelsea's Reece James. Big reports on him. So we're going to discuss it all right here. Come on. Let's do it. Now, today's video, guys, is coming to you courtesy of So Rare, which, as we have discussed over the past few weeks, is the most innovative way to play fantasy football. And what I thought I would show you is my own results over the weekend there. I entered several teams into several different tournaments, and I had a decent weekend. I wouldn't say it was anything unbelievable. I had a few players in there let me down. This one here, Celta, didn't really perform. Javi Galan and also Aspas not really firing, even though Palace was outstanding for Rayo on Friday. And also in my under-23 team, I actually played Araujo there this weekend, and he performed brilliantly. Decent score for him, but let down by some of his teammates. But I did manage to actually scoop there $5 in prize money. That was the cash prize there that I won in the 240 cap tournament. And what a goal it was. And if you saw this, guys, on Friday as well, Moy Gomez, rocket that he scored. That Arno Martinez also really coming good for me in that league over the weekend. So like I say, guys, if you want to get involved every single match day here with the excitement, entering your own teams with your own players that you can use for their whole career, do get started. Check out the link in the description there. That will get you started on So Rare. And like I say, drop me a follow, because very soon we're going to have our own TalkFCB league. So get yourself ready before that all gets underway. But back to the job in hand. Let's start with Joan Laporta, who, like I say, did attend today the La Liga Assembly, where he actually spoke with all of the clubs in La Liga. They had representatives there, and lots of discussions were had and questions were asked there of Laporta on, of course, the Negreira case. And it said actually that the exchanges between the clubs and Laporta were very positive. There was some good explanations happening, good conversations happening, and everything seemed to be going well. But Javier Tebas seemed to have a different kind of view, because he spoke there about the Negreira case and his thoughts on it right now. He said, we gave Laporta 20 minutes to explain the Negreira case at the meeting today. He said he defended the club's position regarding not influencing referees, and most club representatives respected it, but an investigation is still ongoing. So Tebas there admitting that the clubs actually were quite happy with what Laporta was saying. You know, they respected what he was saying. He defended the club once again, as we heard in the press conference. But of course, Tebas being Tebas, that wasn't enough for him, because he went on then to say, if you ask for my opinion, which by the way, Javier, nobody has, we don't want your opinion. We hate listening to you and your opinions, but go on, continue anyway. He said Laporta didn't clarify much for me. He said, I told Laporta personally that his defence was not convincing. He accused me of being irresponsible, but I explained my point to him. I think we have to reduce the frequency of violent statements. Well, how about you practice what you preach, Javier? You are the one consistently coming out with violent statements, with provocative words there designed only to hurt Barça. So how about you take some of your own advice on board? But here's the thing right now, guys, because something I really got to stress here on the channel today is that I've heard so many media outlets over the past few days now, since that Laporta press conference, actually come out and say, where was the evidence? Laporta didn't do enough. He didn't show us evidence there. He didn't provide anything. Where was that? Come on, what's he doing? But it's not Barça who's got to provide the evidence. We cannot provide evidence that we didn't influence referees. That is something that cannot be proved. You, on the other hand, if you've got a claim, if you feel that we did that, if you feel that we are guilty, you provide the evidence to prove that. That's how it works. Because it seems like right now, Barca are the only club in the world where you're guilty before they're proven innocent. Whereas we haven't been proven of doing anything wrong. No evidence has been presented. Laporta made it clear in his press conference, they've got nothing. So if you have something, if you've got a claim, you prove it. We don't have to. However, when it comes to Javier Tebas, I do apologise, guys, that we have to keep talking about this guy, but unfortunately he does run the league, so what can you do? But he was talking today about Lionel Messi and Barca's chances of bringing him back this summer. And I've got to say, these quotes for me look very different. They sound different to the quotes on the Negreira case. Because I think actually Tebas, when it comes to Messi, he can't deny it right now. He wants Messi to come back there for the good of his league. And La Liga can't deny that anymore. Because Tebas said Barcelona must take many financial measures and ease their salary scale in order to undertake Messi's registration. He said, we are still awaiting a feasibility plan from Barca. That is, of course, the plan, the new and revised plan that we're going to be presenting to La Liga any day now. La Liga are currently waiting for that. Tebas then went on to say, as of today, if it was to happen today, I don't see Messi's return as feasible for Barca. But then he said, there's still a lot of time. And he said Barcelona can still make moves to get Leo. So they must make a lot of effort to bring him back. So already there you're seeing not the usual closed-door approach from Tebas. Usually he'd be out here saying, Barca can't do that. It's impossible. There's no way they can do that. He didn't say that with Messi. He said, as of today, factually, that's correct. As of today, we couldn't register Messi, but he knows if we take the required steps, it is possible, and Tebas knows it, because then he went on to say, I hope and wish that Barcelona can make it happen. He said, I am a fan of Lionel Messi. He is the best player in the world, and I hope he returns in the summer. So Tebas there, for the very first time, not hiding it. La Liga want Messi back. They want him in La Liga. They know that Barca is the only way to make that happen, and they are certainly not closing the door. They're not making it easy. La Liga and Tebas, they're never going to do that for Barca, but we know what we have to do in order to make it possible, and very soon indeed we'll be going to La Liga with that plan. Financial fair play wasn't discussed in that assembly today. Between Laporta and Tebas, it was strictly only about the Negreira case, explanations on that and clarifications on that. Fair play wasn't really on the agenda, but very, very soon we are going to find out whether Barca can make a big step forward when it comes to Messi and La Liga. But finally, guys, what we do have to do in today's video is address some of these big Reece James rumours that have come out today. Of course, Reece James, we know, for me, is one of the most complete right-backs in the world right now. Certainly, going forward, he is outstanding. He is a real powerhouse there and has a fantastic final ball there when you're looking at the offensive side of his game, but he's also really, really solid defensively too. He's got a very good combination there, balance about his play, and the big headline today came out there from Gerard Romero, who, of course, can often get these stories very early on. If there's something that's going to break, if there's something that's going to happen that nobody saw coming, he's the man to provide it. And he says right now, keep a very close eye on Reece James. He said there are many people right now that I know within Barca, they see him with really good eyes. They rate him very, very highly, and it's that kind of interest there that may lead to a future move for him. So Romero saying, keep an eye on what is happening with Reece James. So is there any substance to that rumour? Is there any likelihood there that he could actually join Barca? Well, the one thing, guys, we've got to make clear here, he very recently signed a new contract. It wasn't even that long ago. Back in September of 2022, he signed a new deal there at Chelsea until 2028. That's a pretty significant long-term deal there that Reece James signed just a matter of months ago. So that, of course, is one big obstacle. Although, to try and maybe see it from a different perspective, what we do know is that this summer, Chelsea are going to have their own FFP problems. You know, we're fully aware of what those can mean for a club, but they are going to have to seriously offload players this summer. And also don't forget, guys, quite crucially, they've got no European football. Not Champions League, not Europa League, nothing next season for Chelsea. So that, of course, is going to be a big blow to their top players to not be playing in Europe. But what I would say at this point is, unless there's anything, you know, there with Reece James that maybe he's unhappy at Chelsea, he wants to force his way out, anything like that, I think it's hard to see right now, given the fact that he did just sign that big new contract. Chelsea really rate him highly. Of course they do. He's a player that they desperately want to keep at all costs. So I would be surprised at this point, despite what Romero says there about keeping an eye on him, at this stage, it's hard to really see that this move has legs. But indeed, guys, that there is what is going on at Barca right now. Of course, it is a very busy time, mostly away from the field right now, and I'm looking forward, I've got to say, to the next few days, and we can start to think about that Atletico Madrid game, which, let's make no mistake, it's a massive game now for Barca in the title race, in our season. That's a huge game, and we've got to make sure we are 100% ready for that. So we're going to be talking lots more about that game to come, and of course anything else that happens in the meantime, I'll be updating you guys right here. Thank you indeed for tuning in for today's video. Big thank you as well to So Rare. Please do check that out if you would like to, guys. I really do appreciate that support. I will see you soon though, of course, with more videos, but until next time, as always, Visca, El Barça.